power of resilience and renewal. Life has a way of testing us when we least expect it. One day, everything feels certain, safe, predictable, and then suddenly the ground beneath you shifts. You lose something, someone, or a sense of who you are, and it feels like the whole world collapses. You question your strength, your faith, your ability to go on. You ask yourself, why me? Why this? Why now? And in that moment, it can feel like the end. But here's the truth I want you to hold close. It's not the end. It's the beginning of a new chapter, the one where you discover what you're truly made of. Because resilience isn't about never falling. It's about always finding the strength to rise again. You see, every single one of us will fall. We will all face moments that bring us to our knees. But falling doesn't mean failing. It means you were brave enough to try, bold enough to step into the unknown, courageous enough to care. And it's in that space between the fall and the rise where true growth happens. That's where character is built, faith is refined, and strength is born. There was a woman I once met who had lost everything, her home, her job, her confidence. She told me that for a while she couldn't get out of bed. The world felt gray and she couldn't see a way forward. But one morning she decided to take one small step, just one. She walked outside, took a deep breath, and whispered, "I'm still here." And that one moment became the beginning of her comeback. She didn't have a plan, she didn't have clarity, but she had determination. Over time, she rebuilt her life, not because the pain disappeared, but because she refused to let it define her. And today, she helps others do the same. That's the beauty of resilience. It doesn't erase the struggle, it transforms it. Resilience is not a gift you are born with. It's a muscle you build through adversity. It's forged in the fire of heartbreak, in the long nights when you can't sleep, in the tears you cry when no one is watching. It's built in those moments when you want to give up but choose not to. That's where the real strength comes from, not in pretending to be okay, but in allowing yourself to break and rebuild over and over again. We often think of strength as being unshakable, but the truth is, strength is found in softness too. It's found in vulnerability and asking for help and allowing yourself to feel. Because resilience isn't about pretending everything is fine. It's about facing what's hard with honesty and still moving forward. You don't have to have it all together to rise. You just have to take one step at a time. Sometimes we think the comeback should be fast. We want instant healing, instant clarity, instant peace. But real transformation doesn't happen overnight. It takes time, it takes patience, it takes faith. Just like a seed doesn't bloom the day it's planted, you too need time to root, to grow, to unfold. Don't rush your healing. Don't compare your timeline to anyone else's. Your rise will happen in your own divine timing. Maybe right now you're in a season of waiting. You're in that in-between space where everything feels uncertain. You've lost something, but you haven't yet found what comes next. You feel the ache of what's gone, but can't yet see what's ahead. And it's tempting to lose hope in that space. But I want you to know this is where resilience is born. This is where your future self is being shaped. Every tear you cry is watering the seeds of your renewal. Every breath you take, every morning you choose to get up is a victory. There's a reason they say the darkest night produces the brightest stars, because it's in the darkness that you begin to see the light you carry within. You are not broken beyond repair. You are not too far gone. You are not finished. You are evolving. You are growing. You are rising. And one day you will look back and realize that this chapter, the one you thought would destroy you, was actually the one that rebuilt you. There's something sacred about rising after you've fallen, because once you've been through the storm, you no longer fear the rain. Once you've walked through the fire, you no longer fear the heat. You begin to trust yourself in a way you never have before. You realize you can survive the worst and still find joy, still find love, still find purpose. That's the power of resilience. It transforms your wounds into wisdom and your pain into purpose. I know there are people listening right now who feel like they're at their breaking point. You're tired, you're overwhelmed, and you don't know how much more you can take. But I promise you, there is more inside you than you realize. You have a strength that life itself cannot take away. Even when it feels like you've lost everything, there's something within you that refuses to quit. That's your resilience. That's your soul reminding you that you were made to rise. Think of a phoenix. It doesn't fear the fire because it knows what the fire brings. The fire doesn't destroy the phoenix, it rebirths it. And just like that phoenix, every challenge you face, every heartbreak you endure, every loss you survive, it's not ending your story, it's renewing it. You may not see it now, but the pain you feel today is shaping the strength you'll need tomorrow. The lessons you're learning now will guide you to your next breakthrough. The same fire that burned you will one day be the light that guides someone else out of their darkness. That's why your resilience matters, not just for you, but for everyone your story will touch. Because when you rise again, you show others that they can too. When you share your story, your truth, your scars, you give others permission to heal. You become living proof that it's possible to rebuild, to recover, to start again. And that's what I want you to hold on to today. The knowing that nothing you've gone through is wasted. Every setback has shaped you. Every heartbreak has expanded your capacity for love. Every failure has taught you how to begin again. You see, resilience doesn't mean the pain didn't hurt. It means you refused to let it have the final say. It means you took what tried to break you and turned it into something beautiful. It means you looked at the ashes and said, "Watch me rebuild." And you can. You will, because that's what you were made for. When you choose to rise, when you choose to keep showing up, despite the fear, despite the doubt, despite the exhaustion, you reclaim your power. You declare that no matter what happens, you will not be defined by what broke you, but by how you rebuilt. So today, if you feel lost, if you feel tired, if you feel like you can't keep going, take one more step. Just one. You don't have to see the whole road ahead. You just need to take the next right step, because every small act of courage adds up. Every small act of faith becomes the foundation of your comeback. There will be days when you stumble, days when you feel like you're back at square one, but you're not. Every time you fall and rise, you're rising higher than before. Every time you heal, you become stronger, wiser, softer, and more compassionate. That's the miracle of resilience. It doesn't just help you survive, it transforms you. You become more grounded, more aware, more connected to yourself and to others. You learn to see beauty in the broken places, hope in the hard times, purpose in the pain. And when you finally rise, when you finally stand tall after everything you've been through, you'll realize something powerful. It was never about avoiding the fall. It was about discovering who you were all along, the warrior, the dreamer, the healer, the survivor. You were never meant to stay down. You were meant to rise again and again and again. So no matter where you are in your journey, don't lose hope. Don't give up on yourself. You are stronger than you think, braver than you feel, and more resilient than you know. Life may have knocked you down, but you have everything it takes to rise. Rise for yourself, rise for your future, rise for every version of you that didn't think you could make it. Rise because you were not born to stay broken, you were born to become whole. And when you rise, remember to look back with gratitude, not for the pain, but for the strength it gave you. Because one day you'll look in the mirror and say, I didn't just survive, I became. So breathe, believe, begin again. The story isn't over. It's only just beginning. Rise again.